Napoli miss Victor Osimhen as Milan secure first-leg lead in Champions League quarter-final. Ismael Bennacer gave AC Milan a 1-0 first-leg advantage in their Champions League quarter-final against Napoli following a tough defensive battle against the Serie A leaders. Bennacer's left-foot strike on 40 minutes was the difference between the two teams, but it was a costly night for Napoli, who lost midfielder Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa to a sending off in the second half. And with city rivals Internazionale winning their first leg against Benfica in Lisbon on Tuesday, Milan kept alive the prospect of a Milan derby in the semi-finals by sealing their win against Napoli. Rapid reaction. 1. Milan gain crucial advantage as Napoli falter. AC Milan's hopes of an 8th Champions League title are still alive after Stefano Pioli's team withstood incessant Napoli pressure to seal a 1-0 first-leg quarter-final victory at San Siro. Despite being 22 points behind runaway leaders Napoli in Serie A, Milan will travel to the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona for next Tuesday's second leg with a narrow advantage after Bennacer's 40th-minute goal sealed their win. But Napoli only have themselves to blame for the defeat. Head coach Luciano Spalletti's team dominated possession and missed a catalogue of chances, starting with Kvicha Kvaratskhelia failure to score from 3 yards after just 52 seconds. They also ended the game with 10 men after midfielder Anguissa was sent off for 2 yellow cards. He will miss next week's second leg through suspension, as will key defender Kim Min-jae, whose booking in this game rules him out of the return fixture. Milan owed their win to a series of top-class saves by goalkeeper Mike Maignan and the invention of midfielder Brahim Diaz, whose run from the center circle to the edge of the Napoli penalty area led to the only goal of the game. Diaz's pass to Rafael Leo was instantly played out to Bennacer, whose left-foot shot beat goalkeeper Alex Merritt at the near post. Eljif Elmas hit the crossbar for Napoli in the second half, and captain Giovanni Di Lorenzo also went close to scoring, but Spalletti's team couldn't find an equalizer. But this tie is delicately poised and Napoli will still be favorites to go through due to home advantage next week. One thing for certain is that it will be a night to remember in Naples, but for who is yet to be decided. 2. Napoli must gamble on Victor Osimhen in second leg. Spalletti said before this game that his team were capable of beating Milan without injured centre-forward Victor Osimhen. But after seeing the Serie A leaders miss a hatful of chances, it was clear that the Nigeria international's absence was painfully felt. Osimhen has now missed 3 games with a groin injury since scoring twice in the 4-0 win against Torino in mid-March, and Napoli have scored just 2 goals in those 3 games. Worryingly for Spalletti, 2 of those fixtures have been defeats against Milan 4-0 and 1-0, so the need for Osimhen to be involved in next Tuesday's second leg is obvious. The striker leads the Serie A scoring charts with 21 goals this season, and he has also netted 4 in 5 games in the Champions League. Spalletti left Osimhen out of this game on the basis that he didn't want to risk losing him for 5 games by playing him in this one. But Napoli's Champions League hopes now rest on the second leg in Naples, so they need their top scorer back. How fit he will be is another matter. Osimhen did not even travel to Milan for this game, having missed training on Tuesday, so he may have to be patched up and perhaps only play for some of the second leg rather than all of it. But by simply being in the squad next week, he will give Napoli a boost and also make Milan wary of his ability to be the decisive factor for Spalletti's team. It's now all or nothing in the Champions League for Napoli, so expect Osimhen to play at least some part. 3. Milan prove that One Nation UCL ties are too close to call. When this quarter-final tie was drawn last month, Napoli were overwhelming favorites due to being runaway leaders in Serie A. They went into this first leg with a 16-point lead at the top and a 22-point gap between themselves and fourth-place Milan. But the Champions League has a habit of springing surprises when domestic rivals meet in the knockout stages, to the extent that Milan always had a chance of defying league form to win this tie. Valencia upset the odds back in 1999-2000 by defeating Barcelona in the semi-final to deny the Champions League a dream final of Barca against Real Madrid in Paris, while Wayne Bridges' winner for Chelsea against Arsenal in 2003-2004 knocked out Arsene Wenger's Great Gunners team, they would become the Invincibles as unbeaten champions a month later out at the quarter-final stage. Jose Mourinho's Chelsea were beaten by Luis Garcia's so-called ghost goal in the 2004-2005 semi-final by unfancied Liverpool, and Pep Guardiola's Manchester City have suffered quarter-final exits against Liverpool and Tottenham when favourites to win in recent seasons. Whether it is the pressure of being favourites or the fact that both sides start on a level footing, it is clearly tough to be the fancied team in a knockout tie between clubs from the same league. But in this tie, there is also the undeniable weight of history in Milan's favour. With 7 Champions League titles, they are a club that feels at ease at this level, whereas Napoli have never been so far before. Throw in the raucous backing of an incredibly passionate home crowd at San Siro, and it is not difficult to see how Milan stepped up a level and Napoli struggled to match them. Best and worst performers. Best. Mike Maignan, GK, Milan, made some crucial saves for Milan to deny Napoli and ensure the Rossoneri go to Naples next week with strong hopes of reaching the semifinals. Brahim Diaz, MF, Milan, made the opening goal for Bennacer with a powerful run deep into Napoli territory. Milan needed a spark and he provided it. Stanislav Lobotka, MF, Napoli, such an efficient and clever player at the heart of Napoli's midfield. Always in control and rarely failed to pick out a teammate. Worst. Piotr Zielinski, MF, Napoli, lost the ball too often and his wastefulness gave Milan possession when the home side were being dominated by Napoli. Alex Meret, GK, Napoli, the Napoli goalkeeper had a reasonably quiet night, but when he was called upon to keep out Bennacer's shot, he was beaten too easily at the near post by trying to save with his legs rather than his body. Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa, MF, Napoli, he had played well for Spalletti's team, but his sending off for 2 yellow cards in the closing stages left his team with 10 men and he will now be suspended for the second leg next week. Highlights and notable moments. Despite Napoli being the better side, AC Milan converted one of their 2 shots on target to take the lead. Another blow to Napoli in the form of a red card to Anguissa, who will miss the second leg. Key stats provided by ESPN Stats Information Research. Ismael Bennacer joins Yassine Brahimi, Nabil Bentaleb and Riyad Mahrez as the only Algerian scorers in UCL knockout stage history. Bennacer scores AC Milan's first quarter-final UCL goal since Antonio Nascerino in 2011-12 versus Barcelona. AC Milan's 5 straight clean sheets are its longest, a club record 7 consecutive shutouts between 2004 to 2005. All 5 of Napoli's losses this season across all competitions have been via shutout. Up next. AC Milan. Stefano Pioli's side will play Bologna in Serie A next on Saturday, April 15th as they look to secure a top 4 finish. Followed by the second leg of this fixture away in Naples. Napoli. For head coach Luciano Spalletti and the Sciacerelli, the Serie A title is all but sealed as they host Verona next on April 15th. And they'll turn their attention to continental success ahead of the clash with Milan. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.